Well, g'day, curd nerds. G'day, curd nerds. Well, 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 g'day, curd nerds. Welcome back. I'm Gavin Weber, the host of the show. And this is Ask the Cheeseman, episode 366. Yes, it's rather chilly, you can see on the thermometer clock thing there. Whew, it's freezing. The dogs are all rugged up and sitting in my cheesy chair of wisdom. So, yeah, they're joining me today. Whether or not they stay quiet is a different story. But it's lovely to see everybody, so many people in this stream. It's a bit of a shock. Thank you so much. Now, of course, thank you to all of the patrons and YouTube members. We have new patrons, new YouTube members this week. Celeste Fraser, Amphion, Erling, Kerphalon, Janice, and Blue Wolf. Thank you to all of your memberships. I really appreciate it. And to everybody else there on the screen, thank you from the bottom of my heart. And of course, we have another list, which are all the patrons. There are 77 current patrons. Thank you to all of you who support the show financially and the channel. Without your support, the show wouldn't go on. Now, before we start, there is a little bit of an announcement. The back just isn't getting that much better, as in my back, which limits me to making, I can hardly cook, let alone make cheese. So what I've done, I put a goal up for this session, and I'm hoping, because I can sit, I've got these chairs, this chair behind me that I'm sitting in is a heated chair, and it vibrates and it alleviates a fair bit of the pain, which is fantastic. So what I can do is sit and live stream, and you would have seen me if you've been watching the Curd Nerd Gaming channel. Very exciting over there. 3 to 4 streams a week, because that's about all I can do, except shuffle around and not trying to fall over. But yeah, so that's what I have been doing. So I am planning, if we reach the goal today, of streaming on Wednesday mornings my time, which will, in the Americas, it'll be Tuesday afternoon. Which I think is, the same sort of time it is now, so probably very approachable for many, many people. But that's if we hit the goal. I'll see if there's interest there. If not, I won't worry about it. We'll just do this one stream a week until I start to get better. I'm actually going to see the doctor soon, the GP, next week, to see what options are for, I don't know, I'll go see a specialist and we'll go from there. It's been a year, for goodness sake. Anyway, moving right along, so that's that, the goal. There will be a gallery at 30 minutes past the hour, so that'll be exciting. We've got quite a few photos there. And don't forget that if you do a super chat, then the Curd Nerd light starts up and goes off like a frog in a sock. So that'll be your personal thank you, and thank you over there, to anybody who does a super chat during the stream. Let's say g'day to a few people, of course. Who we got first? Jeffrey was the first. Thank you, Jeffrey. You're very kind, by the way. And Merv, and who else we got there? I think Linda was there as well. G'day, Linda. And I think the next person was Fiona. Hello, Fiona. Lovely to see you. And who else we got? Blank Faces Live. G'day. First timer on the stream. Not the channel, but the stream. We got Matt. Hello, Matt, over in the UK. Lovely to see you, mate. Patricia in Canada, Nova Scotia. I don't know why the Curd Nerd light's not going off there, Jeffrey. There we go. It took its time. There you go. Thank you so much. A Voice of Reason. G'day in the UK. We've got Tim in New Zealand. G'day, mate. So there, that's Jeff. We'll stop that. Thank you, Jeffrey, for your kind $10. Appreciate it. So we got 1 out of the 15 goals. Oh, fantastic. So, Patricia, beautiful evening in the garden right now. Any idea what the temperature is? Because it's still 2 degrees here at the moment, 2 to 3. I'm not sure. Very close. Anyway, so if you've got any questions for the chat, that's one thing I forgot to say. Put 3 Qs in front of your question so I can pick it out in the chat easily enough. But yeah, so ask away. Other than that, I have been 21 degrees Celsius at 7 p.m. Very nice. And the sun sets at about 10 p.m. Is that about right? We're pretty far north there, for sure. I have been streaming during the week in between work and being able to do the logistics for the business. Ben's been giving me a lot of help, which is good. As in, he carries all the parcels to the car. I drive the car in me seat, which is a warm seat, hot seat. You know, the heated. In some cars you can get heated seats. Anyway, this one's got a heated seat. So I drive to the post office. Ben grabs all the parcels, takes them into the ladies at the post office, and yeah, we're all good to go. There we go. Right. Sunset's at 8:38. So yeah, so I have been managing to get all of my work done, as in the business, Little Green Workshops, which Kim and I both run. She's been helping me out with parcels some mornings. But yeah, we've been doing orders every single day. Well, we did last week anyway, just to get rid of the backlog that we had, which was really good. But yeah, that's been fun. But yeah, it really does stifle. Back injuries really do stifle your movement and ability to make decent, hard cheeses and that sort of stuff. Standing for anything for more than 10-15 minutes is painful as all get out. So it's come to a head, to the specialist. We'll see what sort of miracles they can perform there. So we'll go from there. Okay, anyway, that's enough of me talking about medical issues and stuff. Like I said, if you got any questions, don't hesitate to ask them in the chat. Patricia, not that far north really. I used to live in Edmonton, much further north, and sunset here today will be 9:27. Goodness me. Blank face, I've had a bad back. I've been using a support and it helps a lot. Okay, yeah, so mine is mainly nerve pain. So it's from a bulging disc, L5S1. So the pain goes down the outside of both of my thighs. I do have pain in where the injury point is, and kind of skips my calves and goes down to my big toes, which they hurt a lot now, but so yeah, it's called like a 5-foot toothache. That's what it feels like. It's just painful as heat packs work. That's what I've been using. I'm on medication as well, so yeah, it is a bit rough, but yeah. Anyway, enough. I'm not complaining. I'm here. I turned up every week, most weeks, except when I'm flat on my back. So that's the good thing about it. I wouldn't miss talking to the Kurd Nerd community for anybody, for anything or anybody. I really like talking to the community and interacting and all that sort of stuff. So thank you from the bottom of my heart for turning up week after week after week. Listen to this old bloke talk about cheese. Thanks. Fatal Pastry says, sorry to hear, Gav. I hope it isn't too much to bear most days. Look, some days it's okay, as in I can get around. Other days it's on my back in bed, heat pack on my bum, where the injury site is, and that kind of calms the pain that's shooting down the nerves. So anyway, okay. So, goal number 2 of 15 of the goal. Thank you so much. What's that? Mini Apple Mick. Thank you, Mini Apple Mick, for your $10 US. I appreciate you, and I appreciate the donation as well towards the goal. Is the curd nerd light going off? Tell you what, there's a bit of a delay today on the old YouTube. YouTube's not triggering the trigger to get it going. Patricia says, I see that the bovine edition of Talk Curdy to Me is now available as a t-shirt. It is indeed. It is indeed. As well as the mug. There it is. Talk Curdy to Me. She's a cute cow. Yeah, so the t-shirt version is very good. Jeffrey has said, I stopped the Lyrica, makes my brain go stupid, lol. Yeah, I'm still on it. It's also known as pregabalin, which is it's a nerve pain. It's also for epilepsy as well. I haven't got that, but it is a nerve pain blocker, and it works when it works. I'll tell you what, if I go off it, the pain is just so intense, but yeah, so it doesn't make me drowsy, it doesn't make me go loopy or anything, and I have heard other people have issues with pregabalin, and it seems to work for me. So I'm only on 75 milligrams a day, so 25 in the morning and 50 in the evening before I go to sleep. So cool. Thank you, Jeffrey. But yeah, the Curd Nerd t-shirt is out, and you would see that on rotation on the thing. Do I have the merch store up? Oh, I don't have it. Yeah, where is it? Gav, where'd you put it? Second monitor. There we go. Yes, so we do have the Talk Curdy to Me t-shirt. It comes in a few colours. Now, because it's a black design, we have it on grey, which looks very nice. In fact, I've got one coming, the grey one. I thought they were coming from Australia, but it looks like it's coming from the US. I got my mug within 3 or 4 days, because they're printed in Australia. So, but the t-shirt seems to be taking a long time. Anyway, we got a nice light blue, lovely. We've got a daisy, because cows love daisies. And we got a white one if you're into white t-shirts. So, and the orange is for Mimolette. There you go. But yeah, so that's the go with all of the, and we've got the mug, of course, in 3 sizes. I've got the, what size is this? I got the 15-ounce one. That's this bigger one. I prefer to have my coffee tall, but not 20-ounce tall, just 15. That's fluid ounces for those in Australia. As far as metric goes, I think it's about 370 mils or something like that. Anyway, it's a decent sized coffee. Decent sized coffee indeed. Okay. All right. So now, because like I said, because I'm only doing live for a little, for a few months, until the back gets better, what I have done on the channel page, if we go here, besides Gav's head and the latest video, you'll notice that I've slipped in, hang on, can I update it? Because it goes special when I'm live. There we go. So I've slipped in this, so when I'm live it comes up with the, it says this is the latest, this is the live stream I'm on. It also, on my profile, it'll also have, like if you've got a subscription down the side here, like I've got NASA and that sort of stuff, it'll actually say live next to your picture as well. And then down here, just so you don't think I'm not doing anything, I'm always doing something cheesy, you'll see that I've got the past live streams now down here because they didn't appear. So if you didn't know that I went live every week, then you would think I'm not doing anything, even though the last video was 2 weeks ago. Anyway, I'm not trying to justify anything. It is what it is. I've just had to come to terms and accept that that's all I can do. But yeah, thanks. Patricia, and a NATO orange as a t-shirt is very appropriate. I like that. So that's very cool. Cool Cat, lovely to see you again. Curd Nerds, Cheese Geese, and La Fromage. La Grande Fromage. Thank you, mate. Appreciate it. Mini Apple Mix says, I had no idea until today you did live streams. Got a notification. I tell you what, YouTube's got a lot to answer for. Really does. Because I advertise on the Curd Nerd newsletter every week that we have what the next live stream is coming up. So I do that personally and try to send out I don't know what I did air quotes for, but try to send out a newsletter every week. And for those who haven't signed up, and at least you'll get a notification from me. Let me just find, where the heck is it, Gav? Curd Nerd News. Right. So, this is what the Curd Nerd... I could probably make it a bit fancier. But anyway, this is where you sign up. Curd Nerd Newsletter. It's free. Costs nothing. If you want to go and look at all the previous issues, there's 62 issues that I've achieved from this week, 2025, down to the 10th, 2023. So we've been going. We've got 1,549 people that received the Curd Nerd News. So I will put that into the chat box if you're interested. Go and check out the Curd Nerd newsletter. Subscribe to that. And I'll just show you the last one we did. Here it is. Can I make it a bit bigger? Can we do that? There we go. Okay, so this week we talked about a cheese rescue and the best cow's milk for cheese making. It's an older video. I'm not as grey, and I've actually got a lot more hair. But I talk about all different milks that we can get here in Australia in the supermarket. What's good, what's bad, what's ugly. And a bit of a story about when I used UHT milk and had no freaking idea what I was doing. So a bit of a story, and then I advertised the next stream coming up, and put a little time chart in there for different parts of the world, and then products that we have in our shop that may be nice if you. This is for Father's Day. I'm doing a Aussie Father's Day promotion at the moment. So, Trier cheese knives, hard cheese kit, press, mozzarella kit, and the merch, as we all love. Anyway, and that's it. So that's the Curd Nerd newsletter. If you are interested, no obligation, it's free. So there we go. Let me just get rid of that so we can see what I'm doing next. Gav, stop it. What's going on? Where's your mouse? There we go. All right. So if you have any cheese questions, that would be fantastic. I don't have any. We haven't had one. I don't think we've had one cheese question in the whole stream. So if you've got a burning question about cheese making, like a mini Apple Mick, thank you. You got a question. Fantastic. I love it. What day is Aussie Father's Day? I'll get to your question in a second. Must be different from when we mark. Yes, it's the second weekend in September. I think we're a bit of an outlier. It's a bit of a weird one, but yeah, it's in September. We try to keep it apart from Mother's Day, which is in May, but for us it's in spring. It's in our spring, so September. Second weekend, I think, second Sunday or first Sunday. Hang on, I've got to look now. You've confused. you confuse. I know it's in September because. All right. So when is September in my calendar? Gav. So the second Sunday would be 14th. No, it's on the It's on the first Sunday. The 7th of September is Father's Day. So there we go. All right, back to my head. We are there. So a question from Mini Apple Mick says, I made a few cheeses years ago, recently found your channel and was inspired. Thank you so much. I have the equipment now to make pressed cheeses. Was thinking a pepper jack as my first. Is that a good beginner cheese? Yeah, it's reasonably okay. You may find that the pepper jack is very crumbly because it has a really high acid content from the chili peppers. Make sure that you follow the instructions to sanitize the chili flakes that you add to the pepper jack, as per the video. So probably the best pepper jack one that I've got, the most fiery one, is triple pepper jack. I'll see if I can find the link. I tell you what, that makes me laugh every time I think about that cheese. Alright, so how do we find triple pepper jack? We go to the channel page, hit the little search button, triple pepper jack, and there we go, making triple pepper jack. And there's the thumbnail that I did for when I ate it. I'll put the whole compilation video, the entire one. Where is it? Share. Okay. Here we go. So this is the making, the affinage, and the taste test as well. So it's all there. Very hot. But yeah, so you can ease off on some of the hotness. You don't need to do a rub for it. You can just add the chilies in there. And you can actually add in black peppercorns as well, or green or red. So yeah. Alright, cool. Next question is from Fatal Pastry. Says, any advice for trying a natural rind on a hard Italian cheese instead of vacuum packing to avoid the cheese drying out too much? Yes. Okay, so what Italians, when the Italians make a hard cheese, sometimes they rub olive oil on the outside. So olive oil inhibits mold growth, cleans the cheese as you wipe it on. And at lower temperatures, around 13, it does start to solidify a little bit. Not that much. In the kitchen fridge at 4 degrees, you'll see it goes cloudy and gluggy. That's just the nature of olive oil. So at 13 degrees, it thickens a little bit because it's cooler, and it's not quite as viscous or runny as it is when it's warmer at room temperature. So yeah, olive oil. So, but what I do is when I make a Parmesan or a Romano or the cheese that can't be mentioned, I typically now let it ripen in a ripening box. Make sure I turn it weekly. If at about week 1, then I'll give it a coat of olive oil. Just pour olive oil on the rind of the cheese and just wipe it with your hands, clean hands of course, all over the cheese, and you got a nice coating there. And then just as you see any mold growth start to grow, and the olive oil prevents the moisture from escaping the cheese quickly, it does let it breathe a little bit. It's not like wax or vacuum packing, which holds the moisture in. It'll let it breathe a bit. And as the olive oil dries out, which it tends to do or gets absorbed, you'll find that the rind will start to thicken a little bit and go a bit firmer. It'll also avoid cracking, so it stops harder cheeses from cracking because it's got it keeps the rind a little bit flexible. So if the cheese tends to shrink or expand, then yeah, it won't form any cracks. So that's my advice on harder cheeses. to avoid them from drying out. And the smaller the smaller the cheese, the quicker it is going to lose moisture and dry out. You know, we're not talking parmesans or romanos and stuff that are massive, like they make in Italy. Those things hold their moisture for, you know, years. But if you're going to age it out to 10 to 12 months, then it is probably best that around 3 to 4 months, then you may need to vacuum pack it. If not, your cheese may dry out and you may have to eat it earlier. I remember doing the olive oil thing way back when I first started, and at about 4 or 5 months, she was starting to dry out, and the cheese, I could hardly cut it. I really needed to vacuum pack it to lock in the moisture then, as the rind had dried out so much. Vacuum packing doesn't do anything bad to the cheese. It just prevents moisture from escaping. Anyway, I hope that answered your question. Chrissy says, after making butter, can you make any kind of cheese from the fresh buttermilk? Buttermilk, Chrissy, is... Buttermilk is just the moisture that has escaped when you're making butter, right? So it's kind of like whey, but a little bit thicker. When they say add buttermilk to cheese, what they're talking about is cultured buttermilk, and really all it is there must be a translation. It's lost in translation somewhere. So what it is that I'm just trying to think. So what they do, they add an aromatic mesophilic culture to milk, and they keep it at room temperature or between 21 and 30, and overnight it will form this thick globby mass, and it's a mesophilic type of yogurt, unlike yogurt which is made with a thermophilic culture. That kind of buttermilk is called cultured buttermilk. Also, if you make cultured butter, okay, so cultured butter will yield cultured buttermilk, if that makes sense. So what you do, you add the cream to the I got distracted by Fatal Pastry Super Chat. Thank you so much for that. Can I extend the time? No, it won't let me extend the time on the goal. Or will it? No, it will not. So we haven't reached our goal for the Wednesday thing, but that doesn't matter. I may do it anyway. Back to your question, Chrissy. Sorry, I got sidetracked down a rabbit hole. So when you can make cultured butter, so you add aromatic mesophilic like Flora Danica is perfect. Add Flora Danica to the cream before, and leave it overnight. The cream, that is. And that will help curdle the cream and make it thicker. It won't actually split the cream or anything like that into curds and whey. And then what we do is we agitate the cream and turn it into butter, and any buttermilk that comes out of that becomes cultured buttermilk. And then you can add that to cheeses as a starter culture if you wish. I've made a very, very good blue cheese called Buttermilk Blue. Let me just bring up the video for that. Sorry, I'm trying to press buttons and keys, and Buttermilk Blue. Oh, there we go. Magnificent. A magnificent cheese. It's so creamy and delicious. Alright, let's just grab the link to share that. So Buttermilk Blue is one of those cheeses that if you've never tried it, because you can't buy it, well, not here in Australia anyway, if you've never tried it, you'll never know how sensational the cheese actually is. So there you go. So Buttermilk Blue is absolutely the best, one of the best cheeses to make with buttermilk. Now, I actually bought the cultured buttermilk from the supermarket, and that worked fine. Hope that answers your question. Now, we did have a super chat there from Fatal Pastry. Says, Thanks for all your advice and for all the work you do for the Curd Nerds. I'll give the olive oil trick a try. I don't have a vac pack machine, unfortunately. So yeah, so if you keep it in the ripening box and keep it humid, that will help it prevent it from drying out as well. Fatal pastry. But thank you so much for your kind $10 super chat. Okay. Next question is from Cool Cat. I think it's a joke. Do you know which cheese is made backwards? The answer is Edam. Yes, indeed. There we go. Yes, so Edam is M-A-D-E backwards in English. So, only works in English. You'll get your coat. Yes. See yourself out, will you? Patricia said, I thought the taste test video for the triple pepper jack was a riot. Thank you. We even had a fire extinguisher. I think Ben had a fire extinguisher on hand, but my goodness, I could hardly swallow it. It was so spicy. I have a very low tolerance for spicy stuff. Yeah, Cool Cat, you did get a you did get a drum roll. We got lots of stuff. Or you could get one of those. There we go. We've got a soundboard. It all happens here. Next question from Mr. Loud Doggy says, are you planning on revisiting the stinkier cheeses like Limburger? I saw your video on Limburger and you seemed a little disappointed. Disappointed? Yeah, I suppose I was. I was expecting, people keep talking about Limburger, right, as if it's the stinkiest cheese on the planet. It's not, honestly. It was a lovely cheese. I got a decent growth on the outside of the rind. It's a washed rind cheese. It turned a little bit orange. The paste in the middle was delicious. The smell, my goodness, was unique, but it wasn't as stinky as I thought it was going to be. That was my only disappointment, right? So I don't think making the video is going to change it one iota. Should I have washed it more often? Maybe, but I think the cheese was tasty enough. It was salty enough. Yeah, look, Limburger's Limburger. But yeah, I think there's a little bit too much hype going down on the Limburger. Anyway, Scotty Orange says, is there a cheese equivalent of an upside down cake? Not with the gooey stuff on the top when you turn it upside down. Scotty, there isn't, unfortunately. And thank you so much for your $5 super chat. There is one unique cheese that kind of reminds me of a cake, and that is marbled cheddar. So let me just grab the video. We'll find that. Find that for the Curd Nerds. Let's go back to monitor number 2. Oh, Gav, what are you doing? Press the right buttons, will you? Marbled cheddar. So marbled cheddar is a spectacular looking cheese. I don't know, can you see the thumbnail? Oh, no, you can't. Gav, press the right button. So, marbled cheddar, here it is here. Let me just go to the video and show the... Well, g'day, Curd Nerds. Today... Right, you probably can't hear that anyway. Oh, look, no, I don't want to become a member. I'm already a member. I'm the member. All right, there we go. So that is what... Can we see? I'll get my finger off it. All right, so that's what the cheese looks like. So it's kind of... It looks like... Well, I called it... It was like planet cheese. People were calling that. So, yeah, so that's really cool. And Patricia has rightly said that there is a different cheese called a Huntsman, and she's personally made it. Double Gloucester on the outside and a Stilton on the inside. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. So that, yeah, it looks... Mini Apple Mix says, it looks like a cow pattern. It makes me happy. Yeah, it is. It was spectacular. Did I do a little rotatey thing? Did I? Yeah, I did. Hang on. There we go. Can I play it? I can play my own video for sure, right? You just can't hear it. I don't think you can. Anyway, there we go. He's turning it. Look at that. So that was made with... Can I show how I made it? Let's have a look. Oh, it was multi-camera cam and everything. Here we go. So what I had... Don't know if I can show. Did I show the two pots on the stove? So I had two angles going down. So I had one pot here and one pot there above it. So they're next to each other. I got a camera on each side when I'm making it. So I made two exact batches of cheese, except for in one batch I put an natto, fair bit, obviously, and then when it came to cheddaring, did I show that there? So I got the slabs from one and the other. See, there's two different coloured slabs in there, and we're cheddaring. I'll put it back in the water bath. So there we go. So there's the slabs there. I'll cut them into fingers, and then put them back into the water bath to keep them warm during cheddaring. I think I've cheddared already. Yeah, I've already done the cheddaring. So what I'm basically doing there is breaking them into thumbnail-sized pieces for pressing and salting. So yeah, so that's what I reckon is probably one of the better examples of a good-looking cake sort of cheese. I have made others. What else comes to mind? Let me think. So I've done some fruit cheeses as well, with some successes. So the queso fresco variety. So I've done cranberries in that. I've done a Christmas cake sort of one there. The Christmas cheese. Yep, Jeffrey, perfect. What else? The white Stilton with apricots. That was quite nice. Wasn't sugary enough. So I've learnt since that I made that cheese. That what they do with the white Stilton, they make a Stilton without Penicillium roquefort in it, of course. So what they do, they ripen the cheese all the way to the end, so to the 90 days, and then they crumble it up, add dried apricots and powdered sugar, and then they repress it after the fact. And that's how you get those fruity cheeses that are actually a little bit sweet, but cheesy nonetheless. So, Patricia rightly says Morbier and Fundy Fog look like layer cakes. Yep, so let me just bring some examples of those up. Fundy Fog was also created by the curd nerd named Patricia Gauchi. Very cool. She sent me the rest. She actually replicated a cow's milk version of the Californian cheese Humboldt Fog, which is a goat's cheese. So yeah. So now one thing I've forgotten to do, ladies and gentlemen, is the photos. Jeffrey, you're quick off the mark. I remember that before you said it. So, beep beep. Right. So let's go to the gallery. I could talk all day, couldn't I? You know me. All right. Let's have a look. Over to the second monitor and bring up the text. The first gallery photo is from David Gunderson. Thank you, David, for sending them in. Says, hi, Gavin. My Castle Blue is recovering. I think David talked about it last week. He said he had some blue cheeses or Castle Blue cheeses. He was in the chat, and he mentioned that they weren't getting blue mold on top bottom. I recommended to lower the humidity. So it says this first picture is after 8 days in the cheese cave, and all the other pictures are after 13. After I lowered the humidity in the ripening box to about 80%, the mold growth on the top and the bottom of the cheese started to really take off. So this is when he had the issue, so it hadn't grown. So lowered the humidity, and there you go. So blue, I think I discussed this last week. So blue mold doesn't like it really damp. So unlike Camembert and washed rind cheeses, which have a humidity of about 90%, blue cheeses like it at about 80% relative humidity in the ripening box. So if you find that a lot of condensation is building on the lid of the ripening box, then the humidity is a little bit too high. So you need to wipe down the lid, get rid of that moisture that's in there, wring out the cloth that you've got underneath the mat, make sure it's just damp, and that'll create about 80%. if it's any moisture, you won't get blue mold growth. So what David has done is he's done that. He's got rid of some of the moisture in the ripening box, and you can see that the blue mold growth is now on top, and therefore after he's pierced it, it'll go down into the holes that he's pierced, or the holes. Sorry, the cheese itself has got Penicillium roqueforti all the way through it. You add it with the starter cultures, right? So by piercing it, it allows oxygen to get to the center of the cheese, into the fissures and cracks where the blue veins will grow. It helps a bit if there is a coating of blue mold on the outside of the cheese. And that's what he's done, which is fantastic. Looks like a little bit of, that could be just the colour of the cheese. Looks like a little bit of pink there, but that'll be all right. The blue will just take over. The blue wins every single time. So, he's taken my advice and it looks fantastic. So, well done. There you go. So, thank you, David, for sending that in. The next photo is from Jessie. And Jessie, I think, has a question here as well. Says, "G'day, Gavin. I wanted to send a few pictures your way for the gallery in the next Cheeseman stream." And you have. I've included a photo of some feta I made, some of which I marinated as well. More interestingly, though, I've also included a photo of a Dutch-style press a mate and I made over the weekend, plus a photo of it in use, making your version of the Guido's Hard Italian cheese recipe. I also wanted to ask for that cheese. I decided to try for a natural rind than vac packet, as I don't have a vacuum sealing machine. Since the cheese is so dry, should I add a slightly moist towel to the bottom of the ripening box to help raise the humidity to the target 80%, or is it not needed in this cheese? Okay, get to your question in a sec, Jessie, but we've got some the feta there. She's in the brine, very nice, and there it is in the olive oil, sunflower oil mixed with some fresh thyme and some fresh rosemary, and yeah, it looks very nice indeed. So congratulations on your marinated feta there. There is your woodworking area by the looks of it, and a nice looking Dutch press. Very cool. And there it is in action over the sink. Couldn't get much better than that, really. Kind of fits and everything. I think you designed it that way. You must have, right? Oh, sorry. So, to get to your question, and by the way, that is a good-looking press. Chunky, but nice. I like it. For the Guido's cheese, look, it only 3 weeks, okay? It only takes 3 weeks. Ripening box, absolutely perfect. Yeah, ripening box, put a moist towel. You see, you can use paper towel. I use a boiled cheesecloth, or a Chuck's J cloth, or I can't remember what it's called in the US. You know, those blue dishcloths. So I boil one of those, wring it out until you can't get any more water out, put it under the mat, and that'll get it to about 80% humidity, as I've said just before. So Guido's Hard Italian cheese is only ripened for 3 weeks. You can ripen it a bit longer. It has the right acid profile to age it out to about 3 months. I wouldn't age it much more than that. It's a table cheese. It's one of those cheeses that you can make and eat fairly quickly. So, yeah, so that's what it is. So yeah, you can even oil a Guido's Hard Italian cheese. That will prevent the rind from drying out, but at 3 weeks, it's not going to dry out that much. If you're talking months, then yeah, you could use some olive oil to prevent it drying out. Okay. Thank you for sending those photos in, Jessie. I really appreciate it. All right, and last but not least, piece de resistance. Look at these curd nerds. Our curd nerd friend in the chat, Merv, who only recently started making cheese, less than a year ago, I think, has made these 3 amazing looking cheeses. A Merv sent through, he says, "Hi Gav, my long-awaited tasting of my first cheeses I've made. The cheddar will benefit from more maturing time," which I would say is that one there is probably the cheddar. But it's still good. The number one from my friends taste testing is the Budakaiser, which is probably that one there. Yep. The Budakaiser and the Double Brie is outstanding. I tell you what, mate, that is one of the best looking pieces of Double Brie I've seen in quite a long time. And the reason I say this, I'm not blowing smoke. You can see the paste here, right? It is creamy all the way through. So that is a magnificent example of a perfectly ripened, gooey Double Brie. Absolutely magnificent, Merv. You've hit the nail on the head. I've taught you well, mate. And finally, a piece of Cotswold. There you go, yes, Cotswold. Which is a lovely cheese. My version has, my recipe has chives, so dried chives, dried onion flakes, and dried garlic flakes or chunks. And those have all been sanitised in the oven and you're good to go. Or fresh out of a bottle that has not had the seal broken on a herb bottle. So that's the best way, and Merv has made a masterpiece there. 3 cheeses, amazing. But yeah, if you think the cheddar needs a little bit more time, if it was slightly on the probably the bitter side, then yeah, time will fix that. No problems at all, Merv. So congratulations, mate. I am proud of you. Well done. You've done a great job there. Okay, so that is the gallery for this week. Thank you so much for sending in those photos. How do you send photos to me? That's the question I can see on everybody's tongue. Let me just take you out of your misery and let me show you if I can. Oh, Gav, you've lost your page. Where is it? Here we are. Right, so how do you do it? So you go to the channel page, and this bit here where you see, do you want to become a curd nerd? Of course you do. You wouldn't be here otherwise. Love eating cheese and can't get enough. Well, you click on the more bit, and what pops up is a little bit of a description, the links to the merch store, the newsletter, the shop, and the Patreon page. And down here it says view email address. So you click on that, and that is the email address to send through photos with some commentary, even questions like Jesse asked today, and many people have asked in the past. So you can ask. So I'll do it once more. It's just here where it says more. Just click on that, and that's the same in mobile app on iOS and Android, and on desktop, laptop, in a browser. So it works both ways. Yeah, so send your photos in. Like I said, if you've made a disaster and you don't know what's gone wrong, then absolutely send in the photos with a description of what you think may have gone wrong. Or what steps you took to get to where you are. I need the recipe name. All those sorts of things, they all help. But yeah, some of the basics, that's for sure. So just do that. That'll be lovely. So Merv, great cheeses. Jesse, great cheeses. And David, lovely blue cheeses as well. All right, what time is it? We've got 10 minutes to go, curd nerds, in this stream. Scotty Orange says, lol, I am already a member. I am the member. Yeah, well, you can say that. I suppose you can say that. Yeah. Very, very good. Patricia says, indeed, I have made the Huntsman cheese. Never again, though. Yeah, I think, didn't you say you struggled a little bit? Trying to get the blue in there and stay in there with the double Gloucester on the outside, because it's a processed cheese, right? You got to ripen both cheeses and then make it, and then I think press it again. Is that right? Anyway, let me know. Mr. Loud Doggy says, what is it about Alpine cheeses that imparts a nutty flavour? Oh, very good question. So, for those new to the channel, there is a bacteria called. Let me just show and tell's better. Let's go to Gav's page. Oh, that's rather large, isn't it? Oh, let's see. Right, so Little Green Workshops. That's us. We'll go to the cheese making section, and there is a specific starter culture called Propionic Shamani, which I don't have any right now, but cultures and molds. That's it. Propionic Shamani, and I'll read some bits out to you. Have I missed it? Prop, here it is. So Propionic Shamani, does it have a more technical name? No, I don't have a product sheet for it. So it creates the eyes in the cheese. Not only does it create the eyes, it creates the aroma. It also creates the holes, the eye, and the nutty flavour. So you get the nutty flavour from it. Now, I'm actually getting a cheaper version this week. I've ordered it from a new supplier. Fingers crossed, it'll be okay. I've only purchased like 4 or 5 of them. So we will get this back in stock this week. I've been trying to find a supplier here in Australia that's going to give me a reliable supply. I've also got some other cultures coming. TA61, which is just Streptococcus thermophilus by itself, which is perfect for mozzarella. Also getting some LH100, which is an adjunct, which you add to the TA61 or the S. So it's got Lactobacillus lactis subspecies helveticus, which is it actually sweetens it kind of makes the cheese a little bit sweeter. Anyway, okay, so Propionic Shamani is what makes Swiss type cheeses, Gruyere. Sometimes Gruyere has a little bit in it. Definitely Jarlsberg, which is a Norwegian cheese, which is based on Swiss-style cheeses, and Emmentaler, which is also a Swiss holy cheese. So there you go. So that's what you do. Yeah, that's what I used to stock, but they don't have it anymore, so I'm getting some more. So if you want to find out when I add the new Propionic Shamani, you can join the little wait list there on the website. Anyway, so hopefully that answered your question. There you go. That's what imparts a flavour. Cool Cat says, if you want to master something, teach it. Indeed. Oh, well, I've certainly learnt that way, for sure. No formal cheese training, but having read hundreds, well, all right, dozens of cheese making books and scientific papers and all that sort of good gear, and having made over 150 different styles of cheese, then yeah, experience, or not experience, you learn as you go through with some experience and learning and other styles. Anyway, it works. Mr. Loud Doggy says the only way I could find that email link was to go to YouTube on Safari and request the desktop site. All right, let me just have a quick look on iOS. Can I? Oh, I'll tell you what, this may be getting a little bit too technical, and you may not even be able to hear me anymore. Can I go? No, that didn't work. Sorry, I was trying to do a screen mirroring of my phone. YouTube app. Let me just have a quick look. If I go to the channel page, view channel. So just, I can't, right, head there. So I've gone to the channel page, and up here, the description, I'll just press that. There we go, it comes up on the channel page. So it does work. And you can find the email address. Maybe you can't. It's not there. Why is it not there? So you get the description, but there's no email address. And that's just silly. Yeah, it is. It's not there. Oh, and here I have been saying it's been there all this time. Sorry about that, Curd Nerds. How the heck do you contact me? You don't? Maybe leave a community post or something like that? Maybe that's the way to do it. Anyway, you can't do it on mobile. You can only do it on desktop. You are 100% right, Mr. Loud Doggy. Sorry about that. Patricia says, read the Huntsman. The double Gloucester was supposed to be soft enough to mould around the Stilton, like silly putty. My Gloucester wasn't especially soft, so making my own Huntsman cheese was tough going. Indeed. I think making Shropshire Blue is way easier than making Huntsman. Now that's saying something, Patricia, because making Shropshire Blue was indeed a very difficult cheese to achieve. I found that difficult because it kept falling apart because I made the curds way too dry. In retrospect, when I think about the Shropshire Blue, then which is an orange blue cheese, yeah, so that's it's an orange blue cheese that I made it too dry so it wouldn't knit together under its own pressure. In retrospect, what I could have done is just crumbled up all the chunks because they already had blue mold growing in them, and then give it a really light pressing. There would have been enough gaps in the cheese to continue the blue growth. So I think that probably would have been better. But yeah, that is quite funny, Patricia. You know me too well. Mr. Loud Doggy says, if you use the Safari browser on OS and request desktop, it shows up. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, there you go. So, yeah. Thank you, Mr. Loud Doggy. The email address is there. Anyway, very cool. Now, we've got 3 minutes to go, so thank you so much for watching, everybody. I appreciate you turning up, as always. I will schedule... I'll have a look at my calendar. If I haven't got anything on Wednesday, which I don't think I have, besides orders, which I'll just postpone for an hour. Look at... Because we did have 3 contributors to the goal. To the super chats, so thank you so much to everybody who did contribute a super chat during the stream to get to the goal. Maybe I made it a bit too ambitious, but certainly a Wednesday stream is on the cards. I'll plan it out. I'll talk to Kim, see if it's doable. I think it is, but I'd love to do a Wednesday morning Ask the Cheeseman stream, yeah, or even Thursday morning. Maybe Thursday morning. Would Thursday morning be better? Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, so that's 3 days. We've got Thursday, we've got Friday, Saturday and Sunday. Look, either or, I'll figure it out. Whatever day I'm not doing the most stuff. But yeah, I'd love to do another Ask the Cheeseman, same time as this stream, because it seems to reach more people through the world. The time zones line up a lot better. Maybe not so much for Europe. But the Europeans seem to stay up late anyway. Well, maybe, I don't know. But we seem to have a few Europeans, which is good. Merv has a question or something. Let me go back to that. It says, and remember, got your advice on the brie as it was slow to get the mold growth on the outside. Followed your advice, turning more often. And here we go. Thanks, Gav. About to take... you with me to load firewood. Okay, mate. Well, I'm nearly finished, so you probably won't have to do that. But thank you, Merv. Appreciate everybody's turning up. Yeah, let's pay the bills. So if you want to pick up supplies, I've shown Little Green Workshops already during the stream, but pop over to littlegreenworkshops.com.au. There's a cheese section there, amongst many other crafty sorts of things as well. And we ship all over the world. So, like I said, we'll have a supply of Propionic Shamanian this week as well. Don't forget the merch store over at merch.cheeseman.tv. You can pick up the lovely Talk Curdy to Me cow mug, which is fabulous. I love it. It's such a nice design. Anyway, that's a cue for me to take my pain medication, so I better go and do that. Anyway, thanks for watching, Curd Nerds. I appreciate one and all of you. Really do. I hope you've had a joyous time in the chat. I certainly have, and answering cheese questions and talking about all sorts of stuff. So thank you so much. Really appreciate your time. All right, thanks for watching, Curd Nerds. And if I do see you during the week, that's fantastic. I've managed to sort myself out. But if not, I'll be here on Sunday morning, my time, or Saturday afternoon, wherever you are. All right, thanks for watching, Curd Nerds. See you next time. Bye-bye.